Pope Francis just passed away. May the soul of the faithful rest in the bosom of Christ. Amen. I want to talk about the election process of electing a new pope. Which, number one, for you to be eligible to be voted for as a pope, you must be a baptized male Catholic. A baptized male Catholic. But most of the times, pope is being selected from the college of cardinals, which is the eligibility to qualify to be able to become a pope, to be voted for to be a pope. That is that for that. Then for you to vote in the election, they have to do an election. You have to be a cardinal less than 80 years for you to be qualified to vote. You have to be a cardinal less than 80 years for you to be qualified to vote. So once you are above 80 years, you cannot be among the cardinal electors to vote for the pope. So now let's talk about the process, how a pope is being selected. The first step for the pope to be selected for the conclave, is that all the cardinals has to gather in Rome. All the cardinals. When I mean cardinals, I mean the bishops. All the cardinals has to gather in Rome. Now, the election happened 15 to 20 days after the death or the resignation of the previous pope. 15 days or 20 days max. That is when the conclave ought to start. So all the cardinals has to appear, has to be in Rome, because that is where the election is going to take place. So that is the first process. Then number two process, after all the cardinals is present in Rome, is the voting to take place. Now, for the voting to take place, all the cardinals that is available that comes for the voting, they are going to take an oath of secrecy that they are going to vote without maybe telling the other person their vote and stuff like that. So after that, everybody is going to vote. It will be a secret ballot voting, where your neighbor is not going to know who you are voting for. And if 2/3 of the majority, 2/3 of the vote goes to one particular person, the person becomes the pope. So because of the largeness of cardinals that will be available, each day there is going to be up to 4 rounds of voting. 4 rounds of voting because of the amount of people that will be present, and that's how they'll be voting. So that is like the second process of the conclave. So after the election, there's going to be signaling the outcome. Before they announce the outcome, they will signal it first. So in that signal, there are two things you need to know. Number one is called the black smoke, and number two is called the white smoke. So if no pope is elected, after the election, if no pope is elected, you see the black smoke that is coming out from the Vatican chimney. You see the black smoke will be coming out. You understand? If no pope is elected. So that is the outcome to show that they have not chosen any pope yet. They are still counting the results. But when you start seeing the white smoke, it means that the outcome is out. Somebody has become the pope. Somebody has won the election. So they will signal the result first before they announce it. Then they will not announce who is the next pope, who won the election. Then after they have signaled the outcome, then they will not announce the winner. Then when they announce the winner, he will not choose a papal name that is going to bear. When he chooses a papal name, he will now wear a white vestment. They will now introduce him to St. Peter's basilica. Then he will now assume his position as the pope officially. So that is just the process of how a pope is being chosen. In case maybe you are a Catholic, or you are not a Catholic, you are not aware the process of how a pope is being chosen. This is how a pope is being chosen. Then when you become a pope, you are now the head of the Catholic Church and the Bishop of Rome.